For you. Prior to that, I gave you the sound of Julie Ray. That one was titled Maniac. It is exactly 22 minutes after 4 o'clock this afternoon. And getting into a conversation which has been on the lips of many South African citizens. And, well, if you don't know just yet, it's okay. Let me go ahead and update you and let you know how amazing our government is. How understanding and just listen, the South African government is just thinking about those who are incarcerated, okay, because we've got an overcrowding problem when it comes to the South African prisons, and as such there are people that can't afford to make bail because they don't have the money to make bail. And some of these offences, this klein goede man, it's maybe theft or sulke goede, maybe trespassing, and your bail amount is set to anything less than R1,000 or just R1,000, and you don't have the money, and so you are in prison. And because of overcrowding, the government kind of wants to, get these people phased out of prisons, again, because of the overcrowding. But there's something called the bail fund that apparently is close to being a thing. Now, maybe it's a good thing, okay, or maybe it's a bad thing. I don't know. The issue I have is where the money is coming from. Now, not too long ago, we obviously witnessed the budget speech. A lot of things were mentioned. A lot of things that we were thinking to ourselves like, are you serious? Already cost of living is so high, VAT is going to be increased, and there's money going to this, there's money going to that. What about other services and other things that really, really matter? So let me break it down for you, okay? According to the news publication, The Citizen, and of course you can find this on various other publications as well. But let me break down essentially what this looks like. Now, more than 2,600 people are awaiting trial. Detainees are unfortunately stuck in the overcrowded South African prisons because they can't afford to pay bail of less than R1,000. Many cannot afford low bail amounts of more than R1,000. Now, the Bail Fund Working Group is what it's called, led by the Judicial Inspectorate for Correctional Services, which is also known as the JICS, with the support of the Bertha Center and other organizations, will soon launch a pilot project to help these detainees who have been granted bail but cannot afford to pay it. Now, we know what the pilot project essentially is. It is essentially a project that at some point it's going to become effective immediately, right? So again, the wording is quite essential here because often it is used as a pilot project, just like we are piloting various other systems within South African law, within the Society of South African Government, and then 1 or 2 years later, it becomes law. It becomes an act that gets passed through government. Or parliament for that matter. Nonetheless, now during a working group meeting on Thursday, the JICS inspecting judge Edwin Cameron said that the bail fund would address the injustice of being detained simply because of poverty and make an impact on overcrowding in prisons. Currently, there are about 742 people in prison who can't afford bail, and in Gauteng, and then 798 are in the Western Cape. So 742 in Gauteng, 798 in the Western Cape. These are people that cannot afford to pay bail. This is the part I wanted to share with you. Taxpayers' money is to be used to pay bail for those accused of minor offences, all to help ease the pressure on the overcrowded prison systems, according to a plan by the Judicial Inspectorate for Correctional Services. Yes, you heard me loud and clear, okay? Me and you, ek and Zay, you and I are going to be paying essentially. That's the plan, okay? It's for us to pay for these individuals to get released and to get bail. Obviously, there's going to be quite the process in terms of, the how it's all going to be working, but you and I are going to be funding this so-called pilot project. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. And then you have the JICS inspecting judge Edwin Cameron saying that this would address the injustice of being detained simply because of poverty. My first question is, Why were you detained to start off with? What minor offense did you commit to kick off with? Okay, but the biggest concern here is the fact that it's taxpayers' money. My money. My money. Okay? Listen, let me know your thoughts on 0817291657. Let me know what you think about this. Taxpayers are asked, or rather, that's the plan, that taxpayers are going to be funding this bail fund for those who cannot afford to pay bail for minor offences of 1,000 Rand and less. Let me know your thoughts on 0817291657. Johnny Davids with Nivanam. News and traffic comes up in just a moment. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive.